Hello everyone, it's Leon here, and I'm joined by David Houghton of Games Radar. Is it Houghton or Houghton?
It's Houghton.
Houghton, sorry, yes.
Option door number 3.
Anyway, of Games Radar, who has played the latest build of Wolfenstein. I played an old build a little while ago, I loved it. You've now played 3 new levels.
Yes, comprised maybe the first 2 or 3 hours, the prologue and the first chunk in the kind of later 60s section.
So what are we seeing here? This is fairly arty for...
Yeah, it is rather. The storytelling is actually really good in this game, despite being so graphically excessive in all ways. Effectively, at this point, you're past the World War II prologue, you've taken a head injury, you're waking up in an asylum. You've no idea how long you've been there, you're in a quite dreamlike state.
Yeah.
Towards the end of that sequence, Nazis burst in, they're clearly taking patients to nefarious experiments on. As things kick off, you start becoming more and more aware, remembering who you are. And that killing Nazis is your job. And then you suddenly kill a Nazi on instinct, and it is on.
It's on, yeah. So I've not played the new stuff, but the old stuff I played, I loved it. It's sort of, it's violent, almost like Carry On violence, like heads popping, dual-wielding, ridiculously sized guns.
It is like a graphical lower, and it's so cartoonishly, gleefully, stupidly gory. But at the same time, it never loses any sense of quite serious impact.
Yeah.
And the thing I find really interesting as I've been playing more Wolfenstein is, it is so cartoonishly, ridiculously, proper 90s excess.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it still has a really quite hard-hitting, sober tone to the whole thing as well.
It does do a good job, I think, of trying to sort of recreate that kind of the insanity of running around Wolfenstein with a chain gun.
Yeah, you can dual wield everything, you know. And
it looks like a better job of, is it Rise of the Triads? Which, the remake of that, I don't think quite...
I think Rise of the Triad it was really fun, but it was so firmly set in kind of, let's just recreate 90s excess.
Yeah.
And almost became a parody of it in a weird sort of way.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's got that, like, insane level of carnage to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it tempers it with some kind of modern design brains as well, so it feels a bit more legitimate.
Okay, so now this is the prologue, isn't it? So this is when it's still set in World War II before we move into the 60s, which is where the main game takes place. So this is kind of like the bridge between classic World War II Wolfenstein and the sort of the not modern setting, but the later setting.
Yeah, it kind of establishes the general gameplay model within a familiar Wolfenstein, old ancient Nazi castle setting.
Big castle, big guns. Do we know what are the flashy backpacks they've got on? They've all got like lightning.
Well, at this point, I think it's an alternate World War II. I think it starts in 1946 rather than 45. So obviously the war's gone on a year too long anyway. So because Nazi tech has started increasing to a kind of slightly steampunk degree. So.
Okay, so you storm the castle. This is where you take your head injury, and then you sleep it out until the 60s. By which point the Nazis have won,
taken over the entire world. Yeah, it's not. There's not even a resistance. You're told early on, like you wake up and like, "Where's the resistance?" Like there isn't a resistance. Yeah, they've literally won. You know, the world are Nazis now.
And there's that lovely trailer showing Nazis in all the key sort of moments of history, the World War II kiss, the Nazis landing on the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a great line, I'm going to have to bleep this out, but there's a great line when you go to the museum celebrating all the Nazis' kind of achievements, and one of them, which is landing on the moon, and Blastovich kind of goes, "F you, moon," and shoots the moon.
It's strange that it keeps that sort of really cartoonish tone, but at the same time the dramatic stuff really kind of hits quite hard as well.
Yeah,
because as much as the Nazis haven't taken over the world, it's a stock kind of alternate universe cliche, but his process of realisation of what the world's like for a few levels after that is actually really quite affecting.
So we saw like a Nazi dog there. We're still in kind of like classic Wolfenstein territory. When we move to the 60s, are there any what are the sort of the upgrades we get in terms of tech and...
Well, mechs for a start.
Right.
They've not stuck to 60s tech. They've kind of accelerated massively for various reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got more kind of electrical lightning weapons. I think there's
every time my head explodes, I sort of feel I want to laugh and feel bad about it at the same time.
I know, because it's like but yeah, it's really strange. So yeah, you got
mechs.
Obviously, you got Nazis have got mechs. There's chain guns. There's all the kind of. It starts encroaching more into your more sci-fi kind of shooter weaponry now.
Yeah,
still got a quite clunky kind of not really nice heavy 60s. Almost steampunky feel to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, things escalate quite hard at that point, like really rapidly as well.
And it's machine games as well, which don't have much of a history, really.
Well, none really. I mean, this is the first game as machine games.
Right.
If you go further back, it's some of the ex-Starbreeze guys who've done a lot of great stuff. Of the Chronicles of Riddick was amazing.
All the Starbreeze sort of guys have gone on to do sort of interesting things.
Stuff, and obviously there's the Darkness as well. The first one anyway. And there's definitely a big Starbreeze stamp on it.
It looks lovely as well.
It's gorgeous.
You're starting to see a lot more games now where you realise the first wave of next gen stuff
is finally petering out. And now we're actually getting next gen. Yeah.
We saw a mech there. It says, there's a mech here.
A gigantic one.
So you can take them down. You were saying?
Yeah, again, this is World War II stuff.
Right.
This is when you first start realising how bad it's got and what the Nazis have actually got.
Yeah.
It's like a sort of Normandy beach landing with 100-foot Godzilla mechs, basically. Yeah, and the first missions, you work your way around this huge space, taking out... basically, you've got to take out the gun emplacements.
Yeah.
But as an optional thing, you can use the gun emplacements to take down the mechs if you want to.
Right.
It doesn't tell you can. Classic bit of Wolfenstein.
Yeah,
kind of behind the portrait stuff there.
There's a museum as well, isn't there? It's got like gold plates and things in it. You can steal, yeah.
Yeah, it is massively authentic in terms of levels. Well, that's the point I was going to come on to, actually. The mech stuff, you can take them out optionally if you want to, you don't have to. But along the way, just exploring the beaches and the bunkers and the gun emplacements, you'll find there's a brilliant non-linearity to the level design now.
Okay.
I say now, it's almost like old school Wolfenstein in a way.
Yeah,
where a lot of the time, you'll think you're going on the wrong path. I go, hang on, is this the optional bit? Whereas you're so used to having games now having like an optional path that goes like 3 feet long and you get back and a move back. But these things go on for miles and you're like, which is the right way anymore? I'm not even sure.
That's cool.
But it turns out they've got genuine massive non-linear levels with optional objectives all over the place.
Sweet. This is the resistance that he bands together.
Oh no, this is World War II again.
Oh, we're still in World War II.
This is towards the end of the World War II bit.
Right.
When you realise how eldritch it's really got.
Yeah.
And stumble upon...
Do we know what these are being used for?
Unpleasantness in general. You don't strictly find out. This guy's the lead Nazi
This is
general.
Death's Head, isn't it? Yeah.
Death's Head, yeah. He's obviously got the Joker grin. He looks like a skull.
Yeah.
He's doing all the nasty biomechanical engineering stuff. Presumably, I don't know yet, but presumably his stealing of mental patients in the 60s is as a continuation.
Experiment.
Yeah, I mean, he's building these mecha troopers along the way. Obviously. This guy is... Back to the 60s, though. This is the current leader of the Nazis who you interrogate to find your first bit of information.
And you were saying they really set this scene up because they make you find the apron, make you find the goggles,
it's so deliciously methodical in how long it draws out. The kind of, chainsaw, use it? No, get goggles first. Now turn me.
But I mean, I really like what I've seen so far. You think good stuff? The new stuff's good.
It's ballsy, it's ridiculous, but it's really smart as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
I'm sure. I don't know what you're talking about.
Kind of, chainsaw, use it? No, get goggles first. Now turn me.
But I mean, I really like what I've seen so far. You think good stuff? The new stuff's good.
It's ballsy, it's ridiculous, but it's really smart as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
I'm sure. I don't know what you're talking about.